How is that going to impact the way the defense is making their case? Specifically with the fact that, Kerry Roberts and Jen McCabe are already testifying, and there's a long way to go.
That's right. So it was very strategic, I think, of Attorney Brennan to put them on early on, because we know that they're going, it was sort of up in the air about whether Kerry Roberts would be cross-examined this time. She wasn't cross-examined in trial number 1, but we certainly knew that Jen McCabe was going to be, and she's, was on the stand yesterday. She'll continue on cross tomorrow morning. But it takes a little bit of the oomph out of what the defense used those witnesses for the last time. They really utilized Jen McCabe and her inconsistencies to sort of frame this entire theory for the jury. Because Attorney Brennan presented her so early, it really did a good job on direct of, just kind of really putting her up as this kind of soccer mom who was there to help. Really humanizing her. Not only does it take the ability away for the defense to cross-examine her as aggressively, because you don't want to go too far with the jury, but it also distances, sort of the questions around her testimony. We probably have 3, 4, maybe 5 weeks left of what the Commonwealth's case is. And so by the time the jury gets to deliberations, Jen McCabe's way back here.
We've talked about this before, but playing clips of Karen Read's media statements in court. There were interviews before the first trial, but they were never played during the first trial. So what difference is this making?
It was honestly a surprising for me that when you have statements of a defendant that the Commonwealth wouldn't use them. And so I think we all probably knew that the new prosecutor was going to not only present the case in a different way, but they were going to use more of the evidence that they had. So we have the information, the statements that she made in the various media interviews from the first time around. Now we have the subsequent from, the Gretchen Voss interview, from the ID documentary. And, it really puts the defense counsel in a tough position, because they've essentially put their client in a position to be harmed by her own words. And I think the effect of her words will have a significant impact on the jury. It, really is what they're trying to do is assess the situation as a whole, take all of these pieces of information and adding, some sort of confirmatory statements from your client who's charged with murder is not helpful.
And just a reminder for viewers that it's still the Commonwealth's case.
It is.
So Hank Brennan's in charge essentially right now, and we'll probably do another one of these when the defense is putting on their case in several weeks. Last thing is, where can people find you?
Everybody can find me at Note My Objection, TikTok, Substack. I'll be doing a live tomorrow morning at 8 to 9 a.m. before trial.
Nice.
Yep. And then Kristina and I will have the podcast tomorrow. So Note My Objection everywhere.
Perfect. And I'm on WBZ every day, and we do a podcast every Friday that's extended if you're into long talks about this case.